Welcome to Webcertain TV. I'm Christina. I'm joined by Mihai Popescu from Hotel Kanban. Hi, Mihai.
Hello. Hi, Christina.
Thank you for joining us. I know you have a great experience in terms of international PPC management. So today, I would like to ask you some questions around the campaign structure, kind of understand. Is there any difference, when it comes to international campaigns and the local campaigns? So if you could share some interesting insights with us today.
Yeah. So first of all, we like to say that we act glocal. So we're a global company acting at local level.
Yeah.
So we try to localize as much as we can from a marketing perspective, also in terms of teams, but also in marketing activities. So we have from a team structure, we are spread across the world with people sitting in Sydney in the head office, people sitting in London or Barcelona or Dubai, and we work with people basically around the world. So stakeholders are even in more locations.
Yeah.
That's one thing. So we do like to act local, but we do this with a global scope in mind.
Yeah.
So when we design campaign, we try to think at scale.
Yeah.
How we can, of course, there is not a certain recipe for all types of locations, all countries and all search engines, but we do try to have some learnings and a structure which is robust enough, but at the same time agile, that could give us the best results.
Yeah, that's interesting. So is there any difference, like in terms of the way people would work from in-house and the agency, like? Yeah,
well, it's an interesting question. I'm in London for the SMX London, where I was I attended a panel. I was a speaker at the panel of the big match type debate.
Yeah.
And through the questions that we receive and the raise of hands polls we did in the room, apparently there is quite a big philosophy around the structure difference between agency and in-house teams.
Yeah.
So and it all has to do with objectives, right? When you work in an agency, you try to have the maximum results or the best results you can have with minimum time or a certain amount of time which is agreed upon with the client. So therefore people were a lot more not so strict with match types. You would have several match types within a same ad group, or they would focus a lot on phrase. What we do, we try to we're more strict, so we don't mix match types within a same ad group. We still rely a lot on exact match, and we never do phrase because we think we can cover them through broad match modifier.
So Mihai, how do you scale up the global structure in terms of like for international business?
So yeah, we have a certain philosophy about scaling and deploying large-scale PPC accounts. So we don't think in terms of keywords. So for example, something like cheap freestyle hotels in Sydney, for us Sydney is just a placeholder. The value is in the keyword definition, which is cheap freestyle hotels in whatever destination. So we create this definition, we call it keywords definition, that we closely bundle them in teams, and then we prioritize these teams based on importance from like a user interest point of view, and also monetary, which then defines our cross-negative strategy. So for example, a team like cheap hotels would be more important than hotel rooms. Or if we have cheap hotel rooms, we rather serve the cheap hotels ads and landing pages rather than hotel rooms one. So this is something we call the cross-negative strategy. Then we also have templates. So basically our ads, the same as with keywords definition, we have some ad templates which based on the attributes of our different products, which is basically destinations or hotel names, and their attributes, type of hotel, type of city, and its category internally and from a demand perspective. Really a lot of factors. We create then very specific ads. So ads which are unique, they are specific to that particular destination or hotel, and they are very descriptive. Because we use these attributes. And then when we do ad testing, we also do it at scale. So we deploy it, so we distribute them through these templates, and then when we test ads, we bring them all together with their metrics, and then we analyze it and we see what works or not. So that's pretty difficult to manage, because starting from a small batch of products or destinations with relatively medium number of themes and keywords, you end up with a small project and have a few million keywords, which you need to spread across multiple accounts. So that's also a bit tactical, not strategic. How do you kind of segment and define your accounts? The naming conventions, so then it's understandable, reading cross-account reports and also importing it to a bidding tool, so you don't want to have duplicate ad group names or campaign names and things like that. So you need to be tidy and organized pretty much, and have a tool if you can to manage that, or buy a tool or create a tool pretty much.
What do you think of the dynamic ads? Do you use that a lot for your campaigns?
Yeah, we started last year, beginning of last year. They work quite a lot. Well, they're a bit of a hack, I would say, or a help that Google gave marketers, big advertisers. But sometimes you might feel that you're not in control. So it's good to cover, like they say, it's good to cover that extra 15% of the clicks of the query which you will not cover, either because you don't get them through the reports, since they introduced the other section, or just because there is not enough time to harvest and bring all those keywords together. But definitely there is. We would like to have more control on that, because you don't see what's happening with the bid modifiers once you turn on the conversion optimizer. Of course, you can have reports, but it still needs to get better and give us more insights in order for us to trust them and even increase their share in our overall spend portfolio.
Okay, that was very interesting. So just to wrap up this interview today, would you be able to give our audiences, let's say some business just new to global business, would you be able to give us some suggestions for them to start up a successful global campaign?
Well, like I said, think global and act local. So that's glocal. That's a good thing to do. So always take the local input and put it into a framework, a unified framework, if possible, that can be expanded to many countries as fast as you can. Okay, that's very great insight for us. Thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you.